Politico is reporting that the Democratic establishment is so terrified of pro-peace, pro-Palestinian protesters demonstrating during the Democratic National Convention this year that they're considering making changes to the entirety of the event and making it semi or partly virtual. Now, this is after the 2020 election where the entirety of the Democratic National Convention was online, which in my opinion was awful, but they did it for obvious reasons. People were social distancing because of the spread of COVID, I get it. Now, the convention for this year is currently scheduled to take place from August 19th to 22nd in Chicago. And the DNC has, of course, already had some experience with this convention going online because of 2020. They also have a lot of experience with protests during the conventions. In 2016, there were some protesters who were protesting the DNC's treatment of Senator Bernie Sanders when he was running for president in the primary. Now, as much as the event planners want to avoid the protesters, it's actually not as easy as flipping a switch if they do want to switch over to online rather than doing everything in person. The donors financing the convention expect the rights of an in-person convention. The political convention industrial complex remains strong after centuries of tradition, no matter how much the operative class relished having total control over what was effectively a multi-day commercial 4 years ago. Now, it is a tricky tightrope. Here's what the DNC might end up doing instead of going 100% online. I can't believe this is like a conversation because they want to avoid protesters. Like, before I continue, Waz, it's just so cowardly to me that they're doing this.
It's chicken. It's chicken.
Right?
It's typical Democratic Party cowardice, half-ass measures. It's just so perfectly Democrat. Like, yeah, so what we'll do is we'll do a roundabout way of getting around the things that people are pissed off about and not address them and not be honest and not be upfront. We'll just basically throw sand in the gears of people who want to demonstrate against our ridiculous agenda. And so you can't be surprised by this. This is just so typical of them.
So here's what they're planning on doing. This is a possibility. They haven't settled on it yet, but in-person speeches from the president, party luminaries and rising stars to draw television attention, while moving party business such as rules and platform votes off the floor and denying would-be demonstrators a chance to seize on contentious debates. So that is what they are considering for the time being. What's ironic about the Politico report, though, is despite the fact that Democrats are clearly terrified of the protesters, they're also simultaneously like downplaying the protesters, pretending like they're no big deal. Democrats are quick to point out that this is not 1968, when Americans were being drafted, or even 2016, when Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders' bitter clash led to a summer convention that included thousands of unhappy Sanders delegates. The number of delegates who are attending as uncommitted, the write-in protest used by Democrats angry over Biden's handling of Gaza, will only be in the dozens. Okay, great, then you don't have to take any of it online, right? I mean, if it's no big deal, it's like a handful of protesters that you're concerned about, then why are you guys making all these plans? What's going on? What's happening? Former DNC chair Donna Brazile told Politico, they're going to be so small in numbers. This is not like 2016 or even 2008 with the Pumas. And if you don't know who the Pumas are, it stands for the Hillary Clinton diehards who refused to back Obama in 2008. And Puma, by the way, stands for Party Unity My Ass. So,
wow.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
I would love to meet a Puma and you're a sick individual. If you're a Hillary Clinton stan, you're really this is what you stand on, Hillary Clinton? Wow.
But even worse, their refusal to back Obama in 2008. Think about who was running in that election. You had John McCain and Sarah Palin running against Obama and Biden, okay? And think about where the country was in 2008. People hated the preemptive war in Iraq. The economy was torn to shreds. And like on the Republican side, you had a war hawk running with an idiot for his VP. Like, come on. But the Pumas are like, party unity my ass. We can't vote for Obama. Okay. So there's another angle to this that I wanted to get into, because Democrats are also worried that the convention is gonna take place in Chicago, and the mayor of Chicago is Brandon Johnson. Brandon Johnson is a little more supportive of the demonstrators than the overall Democratic Party is. So they fear that he's not going to crack down sufficiently on the protesters because he has actually publicly sided with them. If there's any mayor that understands the value of protest and demonstration, it's me, Johnson told reporters earlier this week at a groundbreaking, dismissing a question about Senator Dick Durbin's concerns over unrest in the city during the convention. Johnson said, without protests and real demands of a government, people of color and women do not have a place in society. Now, I don't think that Johnson's been a great mayor in Chicago. I'm gonna be absolutely clear with you on that. But the fact that he's supportive of the democratic process and people's First Amendment rights to assemble and protest, I value that he is defending that. Now, Martin, the author of the Politico piece, his name is Jonathan Martin, says, when I asked him what his vision of a successful Democratic convention looked like, Johnson repeated the same formulation: safe, vibrant, and energetic, before saying he wanted young people to see what democracy really looks like. At no point did he mention Joe Biden or the importance of the convention in helping the president's reelection. I mean, I don't know if that was Martin's way of criticizing Brandon Johnson, but I don't really think that's Brandon Johnson's job, to be like losing sleep over whether or not the Democratic National Convention is gonna help push Biden to victory, you know? But who knows, I could be wrong.
Just have your convention. If you have some interruptions, oh well.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be able to shuffle these people quite easily to the side. We're not talking about like some hardened, like hardcore, these guys are just trained, protesters, and it's like, bruh, it's gonna be some moms, it's gonna be some young people. Like, give me a break. What are you guys afraid of? This is nuts to me.
Well, what they should be afraid of, is what happens when you try to suppress the demonstrators, which is it only grows in size and ferocity, in my opinion, right? I mean, it's just so dumb. I mean, obviously, if the demonstrators are doing things that are reckless or dangerous, well, yeah, you have security there and you have to handle it. But if they're just there demonstrating and they're not causing harm to people, it's better to just allow it to happen rather than attempting to crush them. Because if you try to crush them, or if you literally change like logistically the way you're gonna do the convention in order to avoid them, first of all, they're gonna feel empowered by that, and they're gonna feel invigorated by that, and it's not gonna make the protesters go away. It's just going to fuel the protests even more. That's my take on it. But we'll see how it plays out. Any final words on this?
Yeah, I think the Democrats, as usual, are being scaredy cats for no reason. And yes, if there's a disturbance at your little coronation party, it won't be the end of the world. Get over it.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.